Social media personality arrested for hurting minister's feelings. Sharon's building gutted by fire. And GPO purchased vehicles from chairman's car company. I am Noriko Bulford, and this is Uncut News. This morning, the police arrested Facebook talk show host Gavin Marjos for hurting Charles Ramson's precious widow feelings. The big bad meanie Marjos was arrested this morning at Coffee Square while he was covering and participating in a small anti-government protest. He was actually streaming live on Facebook when the arrest occurred. They took him down to Brickdam, where he was questioned in relation to an offense under the Cybercrimes Act. He was accused of publishing a video on Facebook that is derogatory, with intent to humiliate and embarrass and to cause emotional distress. Well, according to Ramson, he snitched on Gavin because Gavin called him a terrorist and a murderer on his little Facebook show. In fact, Marjos is an outspoken critic of the government who used his platform to openly criticize the government. But I guess this government official wasn't having any of it, which is why they went and called the cops on him like a punk. Well, I'm sorry you can't take the heat, Bounty Lions, but it's a part of politics, having to have a thick skin. Anyway, I thought the law was stupid in the past administration, and I think it's stupid today. Speaking of stupidity, some geniuses allowed the Sharon building in Georgetown to burn to the ground, even though it was smoking since yesterday morning. The fire occurred yesterday as a slow burn until everything burst into one huge inferno after nightfall. The source of the fire is still under investigation, but it is suspected to be electrical in nature. One thing is certain, despite being a, quote, modern commercial complex, the building did not possess an adequate working fire suppression system. I feel bad for the shopkeepers who lost all their livelihoods because of negligence. On Tuesday, 25-year-old laborer Lloyd Ferros, aka Tony, died after falling from the fourth story of a building under construction on Regent Street. The fall had occurred shortly after 1 p.m. in full view of the busy, people-filled streets below. According to reports, Guyanese News' Glenn Lowell is the owner of the building. And despite all the good stuff he talks in Kaiser, it seems he really doesn't give a damn about safety. Anyway, the Ministry of Labour has launched an investigation into the fatal accident. They are also calling for all employers to ensure all safety measures are in place for workers, so they don't fall to their deaths. Kanu and the Surinamese police teamed up to seize more than 900 kilograms of cocaine. Head of Kanu, James Singh, said although the plane was not seized, the operation inflicted a major blow on the drugs trade, supposedly. The drugs bust was made at Talferberg, also known as Table Mountain, in Suriname's interior. The cocaine was seized after authorities received information that an illegal plane landed there on an illegal airstrip. A Cuban has been arrested. Suriname media reports that another foreigner is believed to be hiding out in the jungle. Now it's time to tell you about Best Buy's car of the day. Currently on sale, this is 2010 Toyota Hiace Super GL. It comes with push-button start, all seats, sliding glasses, dual AC, mag rims, new tires, CD, stereo, reverse camera, and much, much more. Buy cash for $3.6 million, or pay down as low as $1,440,000 down with around $76,000 monthly for 3 years, and it is yours. Call or WhatsApp 662-0844 for more info, or visit their showrooms at Lot 171 Peter Rose Street, Queenstown, or Lot 2 Lamar Street, and tell them Noriko sent you for this sweet, sweet deal. Today, a man was given the option between a $100,000 fine or 12 months in prison for the crime of bigamy. 35-year-old rump attendant Michael Taylor of Soosdyke was found guilty of having 2 wives. In May of last year, Taylor was slapped with a bigamy charge after his first wife, Sheena Somerset, made a report to the police after she found out that he had married another woman without filing for divorce. The two were merely separated at the time, but nothing was official. Taylor, in his defense, claimed that he didn't even know he was still married to his first wife, as she was the one who promised to file for divorce. Guy Oil isn't the only government agency with accusations of high-level corruption, although that shouldn't be surprising. According to Leroy Smith, the board of GPO recently approved the purchase of 2 vehicles valued at 15 million Guyana dollars from Rutisa, a local car dealership headed by GPO's chairman, Maurice Kajadar. These same 2 vehicles were acquired for the exclusive use of GPO's executives. Some employees are now calling for the Auditor General to investigate this conflict of interest. Yesterday, detectives and ranks of the Mardia police station busted into the home of a 74-year-old man in Mardia looking for weed. During the search, they uncovered a black plastic bag containing several ounces of poor-quality weed, seeds, and 16,300 Guyana dollars. While Guyanese in Region 11 puff away on their fancy schmancy legal New York weed, the big man in Mardia is currently languishing ahead of his court date. Who said luxury can't be affordable? Move into your own home in 2021. Lenore Estates, West Coast MRR properties are within your reach. Move out of the landlord's place and put that rent money towards your own 5,000 square foot property. Call or WhatsApp 618-5702 or call +1 516-476-2172 for more info. It's now time for today's Runner Report. Today, the nation recorded 143 new cases. There are now 295 persons dead. There are 16 persons in the ICU, 1,597 persons in home isolation, and the total number of confirmed cases in the nation now stands at 13,106. So please, people, wash your hands frequently. Avoid touching your nose and mouth and mask up before you leave the house. When you do leave home, try to avoid enclosed spaces and large crowds. And remember to give 6 feet of space between you and others. Now let's take a look at news in the region. Widespread flooding is being reported across St. Vincent and the Grenadines this morning. This follows heavy rainfall and thunderstorms over the island. There have also been reports of landslides in some communities, especially in the mountainous communities. Eyewitnesses say the Rebecca Bridge also appears to be damaged due to the intensity of the rushing floodwaters. Do you want to grow your money? Sell digital top-up. Become a top-up vendor through Cellular Plus and make some extra cash to supplement your income at your business or your side hustle. Call 685-3109 for more info. Jamaica's Ministry of Education will be launching a program of government-sponsored extra lesson classes as soon as there is a resumption of normal operations in schools. The Ministry of Education said extra lessons classes will be part of how schools make up for lost time, since their schools are still closed over there as well. Minister Williams said the government-sponsored extra lessons classes will provide more teaching and learning opportunities for children, especially those from economically disadvantaged homes. Because of course it was only the people who had money who were able to afford lessons in the past, so now it's for everyone. The details are currently being fleshed out. And now for our weird news story of the day. A man in Italy is being forced to leave his island paradise after giving up his multi-year fight against eviction by local officials. 80-year-old Mauro Morandi has been living alone on the Mediterranean island of Bugdelli as its caretaker since 1989. His home was a former World War II shelter, and his job as caretaker involved keeping the island trouble-free, clearing paths, keeping the beach clean, and educating day trippers about the island's ecosystem. However, the once privately owned island went bankrupt in 2016 and became public property managed by La Maddalena National Park authorities. Park authorities are reportedly turning the island into an environmental education destination, so they said they no longer needed him. After almost 5 years of legal fighting, Morandi finally decided to give in and leave the island. He said he'll be moving to the outskirts of Sicily to live out the rest of his days. Attention truck drivers! Hammer is one of the leading international brands for heavy-duty truck parts. Get high-quality brake pads, air valves, bearings and clutches for all DAF, international freight liners, Bedford TM, Scammell, and lots more truck parts seen here. This nice lady is not included. Get it at Powered Automotive Truck Spares and Engine Parts at 1161 EE Eccles. Call or WhatsApp 697-0171 or follow Powered Automotive Truck Spares and Engine Parts on Facebook. Moving on to our Uncut News Views poll question of the day. Every day we pose a question about current events in the nation, the region, the diaspora, and how you feel it relates to us. So, you give your responses in the comments, and we'll read the best ones in the following episode. Yesterday's question was, what should we do to reduce the assaults on police? Catalina Saul said, I think that the next person that assaults an officer should be given bail after 5 years in prison. You'll see now no one wants that. But at the same time, officers need to have a better way of talking or addressing civilians. I agree with both points. NG the Atheist said, now the police are here to protect us. Don't beat the police because I don't want the police to start beating back us. Also another good point. Harsh Vadan said, what I think is that assaulting anyone, human or animals, is a crime in front of the law. I strongly think that instead of violence against police, we can do legal cases if we have any problem with such a type of government body. And one more thing for people who do wrong and then punch police. God is watching you. Yes, indeed, he surely is. So for tonight's question. Under the Cybercrime Act, it is illegal to say anything that will embarrass government officials, to bring them into ill repute, to humiliate them, or to even bring public opinion against them. You can actually thank APNU for that brilliant piece of legislation. Do you think that politicians should be given such a wide protection under the law? Thus meaning that if I turned right here and I said that so-and-so politician is a cross, he can actually charge me for that. Do you think that should even be allowed? Think about that question and tell us in the comment below. If your response is good enough, we just might feature it in Friday's episode. Anyway, that's all the time we have for tonight. Check us out tomorrow for another. Until then, I'm Rico Bullford saying good night, folks. Hey, Uncut News viewers, thanks for watching. You can subscribe by clicking on this button over here, or click over there for more news. You can also drop a comment to let me know if you've made it to the end of the video. Goodbye for now.